Hey, pica tá contento, mas eu feliz me dá. Você com para sombra para promovia de história Stichting Pica está organizado. Moederdag 8 de mei, de 2 horas para 6 horas, karaoke dag com DJ. Shonan van passa, douche de ambiente, nos ambiente. Seguro. Canta malo, passa bom. Nós também comida criollo, vou escorrer ou galinha, ou carne estobá, anto também passa palo, boca duche, turcos, nos cosnan, completo boy, dag, solamente nos precisa pedir, boer, agora sim te custa completo mencionar, dus toma nota, 8 de mei, de 2 horas, 6 horas, maneira botar minha river flyer na Hoogvliet e adres te poni a possível não tem vervoer e se nota problema. A sombra bota barra na metro, Zalmplat, 1 minuto bota cá nacional, hasta Bayega, mané bombocati. Dus toma nota, 25 euro só para entrada, a receita inclui boa comida. Criollo, maneira nossa organizar. Dus bem passa moederdag. Reduce ambiente, nosso ambiente. Até prometo uma novidade. Também tem 3 prêmios. E mama de mais livre, bom of e mama perfeito. Abo te decidir quem tá bom mama para abo. Dus, bingo amiga. Se botar também que vem em casa, é também potente. Dus, até meu número de telefone, River Flyer, chama, reservar bocate, para sombra, começar. Lugar, tá limitado. Vai para a banqueta for, para sua etabaita tremendo. Então, não tem como ser, nos na já cerca. Seguro. Amigo do meu super de 8 de mei, amitei. Botam bete.
Welkom, één en al. Dit is het programma Eigen Pad. Deze show bespreekt de onderwerpen van het menselijke bewustzijn, moraliteit, manipulatie, natuurwetten, het occulte en alle kwesties die de vrijheid van mensen op aarde beïnvloeden. Mijn naam is Glenn Tramm van thegreatworkexperience.com en ik ben je gastheer voor vandaag. Dames en heren, appels en peren. Alle soorten regeringen, alle soorten controlestructuren zoals religies en centrale gecontroleerde monetaire instellingen zijn slavenstructuren. En ik ben hier om te pleiten voor een betere, verhevenere manier van leven te suggereren, gebaseerd op waarheid, natuurwetten en vrijheid. Ja? Dankjewel voor vandaag. Dankjewel dat jullie weer zijn hier vandaag, mensen. We hebben vandaag een speciale gast. We hebben Marja West. Maar voordat wij Marja zeg maar in de show brengen, wil ik een aantal dingen bespreken met jullie. Ik heb 2 vragen trouwens gekregen. Goedenavond, dag. Hoe gaat het, Farida? Ik heb 2 vragen gestuurd gekregen en ik wou dat heel graag bespreken. En de eerste vraag die ik had was, hoe weten we of iets waar is? Bonochi, dag Etselien. Bonochi. Douche. Hoe gaat het? De eerste vraag was van, hoe weten we of iets waar is? Oké, dus mijn antwoord daarop is heel simpel. Als iets in overeenstemming is met natuurwetten, ja, dan is die waar. Dus het moet in overeenstemming zijn met natuurwetten. Dus dat betekent ook dat je natuurlijk moet gaan begrijpen wat natuurwetten is. Dus dat is ook de reden waarom ik deze show doe. Zodat jullie beetje bij beetje meer gaan begrijpen. En de natuurwet wordt dan je eigen. Je gaat het nu beter leren begrijpen en dus ook makkelijker om uit te voeren. Oké, dus want de waarheid is wat het is. Oké, en hoe weten we wat? En de tweede vraag was van hoe weten we dat wat jij zegt waar is? Dus wat ik zeg als persoon. Of iemand die in mijn show komt, dat de waarheid is. Nou, de antwoord daarop is niet. Dat kan ik niet. Dus ik kan jou niks garanderen. Ja, ik kan je alleen vertellen en dan moet jij moet zelf het gaan ervaren. Dus wat ik doe is eigenlijk jullie die informatie geven en jullie moeten het zelf gaan uitvoeren om te kijken van is dit waar? Klopt dit allemaal wat meneertje Tramm zegt? Oké? Dus dat is het enige wat ik wil zeggen daarover. We gaan eventjes, ik heb alleen maar 2 kleine dingetjes volgens mij op de sheet. Oh, dus mijn werk, ik hoef de sheet niet eens te hebben trouwens. Mijn werk kan je vinden op thegreatworkexperience.com. We hebben nu eigenlijk een soort van actie. En de actie is eigenlijk van, als jij jezelf inschrijft op de website van thegreatworkexperience.com hier, dan kan jij 6 maanden ScribeD winnen. Dus ScribeD.com. Ik heb het uitgelegd daarvoor. ScribeD.com is een soort van Netflix, maar voor boeken. Voor allerlei type boeken. En ik zit zelf ook daarop. En ze hebben boeken die ik eigenlijk nergens anders heb gezien. Dus ze hebben een immens aantal boeken die ik zeg van interessant. Heb ik ook heel veel van gelezen. Maar ik wil dat ook een van mijn luisteraars daarmee zegenen. Dus als jullie het willen winnen in ieder geval. Als jij interesse hebt. En je hebt de financiën niet of whatever. Je kan gewoon even inschrijven. Het is alleen maar, je moet alleen maar /s, dus de greatwordexperience.com intoetsen /s2-promo.html. Dat is het eigenlijk. Laat me even kijken. Dat is het. Nou, mensen. Laat me eventjes. Ja. Mensen, vandaag hebben we Marja West in de show. En ik wil heel graag dat jullie haar alles vragen wat gevraagd moet. Want zij komt met haar kennis en ik heb het voor elkaar gekregen dat ze ons 4 keer gaan bezoeken. En ik denk dat zij een hele leuke meerwaarde gaat geven aan onze show. Want vandaag gaan we praten over jouw aandacht bezitten. Owning your attention. Ja, het heeft te maken met hoe je dan uit de matrix gaat. En een van de manieren is om jouw aandacht te bezitten. Je eigen aandacht te bezitten. En dat is iets dat zij van ons, dat zij ons vandaag gaat uitleggen. In ieder geval hoe zij het, zeg maar, ziet. Ik heb natuurlijk 2 keer, zeg maar, vorige week uitgelegd van wanneer ben je echt wakker. En zij geeft haar versie vandaag, die in min of meer dezelfde uitkomt. Maar ik vind het leuk hoe zij het brengt ook. Dus without further ado, can we have Marja into? Hi Marja, how are you?
Hi darling, I'm very well. How is everyone?
Nice. Everything good. Thank you again for coming to the show. I think
absolutely.
Every time we have you on the show, it's a blessing. Dag Anna, Bonochi. Yeah, it's a blessing to have you on the show. Today we are going to be talking about owning your attention.
Yes,
so I'm very curious about what you have for us today. Shall we start talking about, because the last time I had you on the show, we were talking about why we are the way we are, why we are here. Yeah, and the last 2 weeks I was talking to the audience. We were talking about the matrix, of course, and how we're going to get out of the matrix. So I think today owning your attention will be very much a part of getting out of the matrix.
This is basic stuff. Owning your attention is what gets you the fuck out of the matrix. If you don't own your attention, you are asleep because the matrix owns you, owns your attention. So we have to use all of our traumas, all of the stuff that we don't like, that we get upset about, we need to use those as triggers to wake up and own our attention. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody has to do it. Okay. Because if you don't, the matrix owns your attention. All the screens, the two screens of attention, the outer screen, and then the stuff that goes on in your head.
Yeah.
This is how the matrix owns our attention, is by what we witness every day, moment to moment to moment, and what goes on up here. And we think that's reality and this is reality. It is not. These are the two attention centers where the matrix hijacks our energy, our focus. Yeah. And instead of focusing on what we want to create, we're focused on what we don't like, which means we get more of what we don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you explain a little bit about the screens? Because I heard you before as well talking about the screens of attentions.
Yes.
But I just want you to go a little bit more into details so that audience can know as well.
Of course.
Precisely.
Yes. And it is so simple. And yet the powers that the matrix has is just, we give it to them. They don't take it from us. We give it to them because, number one, we're lazy. Okay. Yeah. We're totally lazy. So the first screen of attention that usually has our focus is the outer screen. It is whatever you are witnessing with your eyes that's going on in the world, whether it's in your house, whether you're out and about walking around wherever you live, whether you're watching mass media, and mass media is one of the main containers of our focused attention. Okay. Yeah. So that's the outer screen. That's the first one. The second screen is the inner screen. It's what's going on in our heads based on usually what we've witnessed out in the outer screen. And it has all of our judgments, all of our thoughts, all of our worries, our concerns, our judgments about what somebody is wearing or what they're not doing right, what we don't like. So it's what goes on in here. Okay. Yeah. So those two screens is how the matrix hijacks our attention. Okay. And if we're focused in here or out there, we're sound asleep. We're zombies in the matrix, and the matrix controls us, and that is slavery. Okay. Yeah. You don't own your attention. You're a slave in the matrix.
So because I was really thinking about this because you all were talking about mass media, right?
Yes.
This is what like one of their major like super guns that they have to manipulate people.
Yeah.
What would you say is like because now what I also wanted to bring to the attention of the audience is that if you research the who owns the media, like in Europe and in the US, doesn't matter.
Yes, worldwide.
Yes. And you will end up with a few people, like few, 5, maybe 10
elite families.
Yeah.
They own everything and they mandate everything. Everything that's out in the media is prefabricated so that each one of us, we have our own little scripts within the matrix that enslave us. All our little trigger points, all the things that upset us, all the things that we're concerned about, that we're passionate about, the things that we hate, the things that we don't like. And we're constantly pushing up against it and trying to fight each other about it. That is what the media wants us to do. They don't want us happy. They want us upset. They want us afraid. They want us angry. They want us enraged. They want us to kill each other. And so that's that divide and conquer thing that's constant. And that's one of the main things that we focus on when we're focused on the outer screen, because we're usually witnessing bullshit.
Yeah, that's true. But the funny thing is that a lot of people, when you tell them, like, look, they want you dead, they will say, no, I don't think so. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, and you know what? You can't save those people because people like their comfort. Zombies like to be comfortable. And that
Yeah.
is the problem with humanity, is that so many humans have fallen for they've fallen for the hypnosis. They are not willing to take responsibility. So you can't talk to the unconscious. All
Yeah.
right. But
Yeah.
there's so many of us that are like on the edge because we know something is way off. We know something
Yeah.
is fucked up. We know that what we witness here and what we do here is making us miserable.
Yeah.
And
So
that's the way out.
yeah, because
By
I
owning your
think
attention and noticing what bothers you.
yeah, because this is what I wanted to say, because what for me was always that I had always like a feeling something is way off. So it's like this is like the start of me going to seek for knowledge.
Yes.
So
Yes.
because I knew in my heart something is
Yeah.
not good,
Yeah.
and you see people like suffer and those kind of things, and then you will, you have some people who have, and I'm not against people having anything. In fact,
Yeah.
I respect, but I mean, if people don't even, they cannot even eat, they cannot even, there's suffering in the world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, so
And
for me, that
it's
was
criminal. It's criminal because we actually have the resources to make sure everybody is fed, and it just doesn't get done. Why the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Because the world, which is not the planet, the world is the matrix, and the
Yeah.
matrix is run by the satanic cabal who doesn't care about human suffering. They
Yeah.
want humans to suffer. And a lot of humans, as long as they're not suffering, it's not my business. So they look away.
And this is the perfect, I think this is the perfect opportunity as well to ask you about, what's happening right now as well in the Ukraine with, with Putin and those kind of things,
Yes,
because
yes.
we had this COVID pandemic bullshit. I would call it plandemic, or but we had this, just this measurement bullshit kind of a thing going on,
Yes.
and they're still trying to push it through.
Yes.
I think even, I don't know if this is true, by the way. I'm going to say it from the get-go before I even, say what I'm going to say, because I got it from one source. I don't know if this source is to be how do you call it? That you have to believe everything. I don't believe everything I get thrown
Yes.
at me, but
Yes.
I got from one person that EU already confirmed and already even signed that vaccines and those kind of things can be mandatory. So, but for me, it's not news if it's true. You know what I mean? If it's true, I don't think it's news for me, because this is what I'm trying to do all day long.
All day long, forever and ever and ever.
So now the focus is on on the vaccines, and was on COVID, all kind of stuff, and now the media basically changed the focus to everybody to Putin and Ukraine.
Yes,
So-
which is very strange to me. I have family in Ukraine. I'm part Russian, so I have family in both those places. And the truth is, Ukraine and Russia have been at each other since 2014. This is not new. So, and they're both corrupt. Anybody in government, in my opinion, is part of the cabal. And we have to understand that, government is not there to help us. It's there to control.
Yeah,
It's
even
there-
the words say it.
Yes.
Even the words say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know what she's talking about the goober, goober is the Latin word.
Government. I can't even go there. I have to make fun of this shit.
Yeah. I know. So governments. Yeah, that's Latin basically. She's speaking Latin, guys. She's speaking Latin. So that's basically Latin. Guber means control. Yeah, from gubernare. Yeah, right. in Papiamento, you say gobernar. And so for the people who speak Papiamento knows that gobernar means control, right? That's come from the Latin word gober, and mentis, which is also Latin, and which the Papiamento speaking people will also recognize means mente, like it's mind. Okay,
Yes.
mentis is mente, is mind. So basically, gubermentis, government, right, means government, like means controlling of one's mind.
Mind
So
control.
right in the word, yeah, right in the word, they are telling you flat out, and this is the
Right,
beauty
yeah,
about
right in your face. They
right in
don't
your face.
even hide the fucked up shit that they do. They
Yeah,
don't,
they don't even hide it. They don't even
because
hide
we're
it.
too dumb. We're too dumbed down to understand.
Yeah, that is what I always
Right
say.
in front of us. This is the outer screen. The
Yeah.
shit is right in front of you, right
Yes.
before your eyes, right under our noses, and we're just
Yeah, we are so dumb that we are so dumb we don't even see these like simple things that give us enough information so you know what is their agenda. And I talked last time with someone. I think someone as well asked me, okay, but what if someone has good intention? Because there's a lot of people. I believe that a lot of people with good intention,
yes.
they think that the way to solve our problems in the world, yeah, is through using the matrix. So and I just want you, because if I say it, people will say, yeah,
That's true to a certain degree, but you have to be able to own your attention if you're going to use the matrix. Because in what I teach in reality creation, I
yeah,
teach people how to waltz in and out of the matrix, going
yeah,
stealth, undetected. Okay, so that's where you use your awakened consciousness and your intention
yeah,
aligned with natural divine law, and you
yeah,
set an intention where you do no harm to yourself, you do no harm to others.
yeah,
Okay, but a lot of people's intentions are basically at the expense of the other people.
yeah,
They're not part of your totalitarian echo chamber of agreement, and
yeah.
it's
That's
all against natural law. It
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
So the problem is that when they affiliate themselves with these type of bodies, sometimes they lost themselves in this,
Absolutely.
in all these rules and all these things that prevent them. Yeah, I personally, to be honest, I personally are from the opinion that we will have to do it in steps, progressively. But at the end, you will need to remove it. You
Yeah.
will have to remove it.
You have to, everybody has to be self-governing. Everybody has
Yeah,
to take responsibility for
yeah.
their own lives, for their own asses, for the decisions they make and the decisions they don't make.
That one also important, right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
very, very. Because a
Because
lot of people are not willing to do anything. They just
anything.
go with it. But
Yeah,
when you go with something that is inherently evil, you're, it's like you're pulling the trigger.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So so tell us a little bit about the center screen, because
Okay.
that one you didn't talk about that one.
Yes. So the center screen is between the outer screen and the inner screen. The center screen is your awakened attention center. This is what it means to be spiritually enlightened and awake, is that you own your attention in the center screen. The matrix doesn't own you in the outer screen. It doesn't own you in here. And in your center screen, you can actually witness simultaneously what's going on outside of yourself, what's going
Yeah,
on in here, but you own your attention and you know that the outer screen and what's going on in here is bullshit. It's a distortion, it's a distraction, it's the matrix trying to get you to fall asleep again. So
yeah,
it is important that regardless of whether you've been traumatized, trafficked, or whatever, any kind of trauma, big or small, is a distortion. It is a distraction. And what the matrix doesn't realize is that there are many of us who have exited the matrix who have been able to hack into the matrix and its technogenic system of trauma-based mind control and use that mind control as triggers to wake up and remember who we are and own our attention and our center screen. And it's from the center screen that we can deactivate and de-armor and heal trauma so that we can have enough attention and life force flowing through us, okay, to create a different reality.
Beautiful.
The Matrix doesn't want us to remember any of the stuff. Okay?
No. And I have but basically it's an opinion. In my opinion, I think you can change the system from within. Well, I'm going to tell my side, and then I will let you give that as well a go. The problem is that people love the system. That is I do understand where you're coming from, Farida. To be honest, I do understand, because people love the government so much. They love their slave owners so much, right? They are willing to die for it, because they have their pension there tied up. They have their money there maybe tied up. They have interest. So most of them want to control this device. That is my issue with leaving it intact. That's why a process of dismantling has to be brought into place, so they can really dismantle it completely, and it has to be gone. That is so if you have people really wanting the system to stay and trying to change things from within, it's not going to work. As I said, if you sow immorality, you will reap immorality, and the government is an immoral institution. So you cannot.
Yeah. There
is nothing else to expect from such an institution. Hello, Victoria. How are you? So I hope that clears the you understand. I have made myself clear, at least on that regard. I have provide my point of view on that. So I don't know if Marja shares my.
I understand, and in many ways, that is very true. The Matrix, the shitstoms in the Matrix, as in goobermans, they need to go. They really, really need to go. However, I believe that you're not going to do it by an uprising. You're not going to do it by going to war and clashing. Enough of that shit. What we need to do is we need to wake up, own our attention, get in the center screen, compose a different reality that is in accordance with natural law, your sole purpose, okay? And you start populating the true quantum field creation field universe, which is the planet, not the world, not the Matrix. And when you do that, okay, that is an inside job.
Yeah.
So sovereignty begins with yourself. If you can start becoming sovereign within, and you redo your DNA to unslave all the mechanisms and all the automated scripts that the millennia after millennia after millennia of the human atrocities that the slave owners have perpetuated onto humanity, okay, we can start to undo those chains, and we can start repopulating the true quantum field creation field universe and exit the Matrix.
Yeah, and I love the way you say it, and this is very important, guys. I love the way you say, as long as it is in harmony with natural law, because what happens is that we can create anything we want to create. So people say, okay, so if we remove the government, if we remove religious institution, if we remove money, what are we going to do? So I always tell them, your creativity is dead if you cannot think of anything else that does not enslave somebody else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Why that's the training. This is the groundwork that we need to do. Own our attention. One of the first things that I teach in people owning their attention is that I start telling them, I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to write down the qualities of the life that you want to create for yourself.
Yeah.
Never mind the world, never mind governments, never mind your family values. What are your values? Write them down. And people are just like, they don't
know.
what
No.
the fuck to do.
Yeah. So I think, I hope.
$1 million. Okay. Like,
What?
why? Why do you
Yeah.
want $1 million?
Yeah. So, and I think hopefully I think it's next week, I'm going to be talking about the last Matrix movie, and I'm going to be talking about the purpose, which you will be again in the show to bless us with your knowledge. So, but I like where this is going, because what I wanted to always tell people is like, okay, so I am giving you like what the situation is right now, right? What I'm not doing, and I'm aware of that, I'm not giving people the solutions like this. I do give them like, okay, so don't forget this, this, and this, and that, but I don't give them specifically, hey, this is what you have to do, because we can do whatever we want to do.
Yes.
And what Marja is doing is presenting you guys with a way of, getting out of the matrix, owning your inner, not your inner screen. That is
the center screen.
The center screen.
This is attention management.
Yeah, attention management.
Yeah.
So to start thinking about your environment, your life, and what do you want to see in your life as a result. Yeah. This is one solution. This is one way to go about this. This condition we are in. We are now in slave condition. So I would say anything else which is not slavery for me is good.
Yeah, I agree. And does that mean that, shit is not going to hit the fan? No, of course not. But the moment shit hits the fan, you have to wake yourself up and get into your center screen. Yeah. So you use anything that bothers you, any trauma, any disappointment as a trigger to wake up. And instead of staying here and going, oh, my unhappy life and the world is a shit show and everything is bad, it's ruled by Satanists and Kabbalists. I mean, instead of doing that, and instead of focusing on the horror of what you're witnessing, or instead of being a spectator to some fucking stupid celebrity who doesn't give two shits about you personally, except you're making them rich, get into your center screen, okay? And figure out what you want to create for yourself, okay? Because this is the thing with the elites and the powers that want to be. That's what I call them.
Oh,
they have figured this out. They have figured out how to create their own reality and how to get you to give them money. So don't fucking fall for it. Don't fall for it. They're not any special than you or me.
This is so good. This is so good. Thank you for saying that. I'm coming in 2 minutes with you, Eva. What she is saying is, and I just want to reiterate that, summarize it. I don't know what the fuck. I'm just going to repeat it, but what she's saying is this. The version of reality that you guys have right now in your mind, that the majority of people have right now in their mind, has been given to you by these satanic cabal. Let's call it that, or the dark occultist, or whatever the fuck name you want to give them. These are evil people with a plan. They have a plan. It's not like, this is not fantasy, this is not conspiracy theory. Everything that goes against their way of thinking, against their plans, is a conspiracy. Yeah. The world is not like this. We create the world. The only thing we have to take care of is natural law. That is what we have to respect. The rest, we can fill it in. And they have decided, because we are so dumb, they have decided to give us a version of what they want to see. And what they want to see is you working for them.
Absolutely.
Giving all this energy to them. Okay? So to make their life easier, and your lives are going to be a shit. It's going to be pain and suffering. Because they don't give a fuck about you.
No, they don't. They want us to fight each other.
Yeah, they want
They
us
don't
to.
have to do anything. They can just sit back, have their fancy parties on their fancy jets, in their fancy clothes and fancy houses. They can sit back and party while we cull each other. We kill each other. For what? For their agendas. And we don't even know why we're even doing it.
Yeah, precisely.
Because that's just what we do. It's a revolution.
That's what I said. That's what I said as well. Why go to war? Why go to kill yourself? For what? For your master?
Yeah.
Because you're going to die and they will keep on ruling the world. And if you are going to do that, you are just dumb. You're stupid. You don't do that. You don't go kill yourself for a psychopath that really believes in authority, because this is what this is their belief system. They believe that they have the right to rule you.
Yeah.
You know, and this is how they think. And then, okay, so let's see what Ava is saying. I think we can easily depend on what already is given to us, which is not owned by institutes, and take real good care of this. Yeah, this is a good point. I think what she's trying to say as well is that like we have things like Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is not owned by big institutions. So we have to take care of Bitcoin, and we are not doing it right now. I don't have the feeling that we are doing that. This is an example. We're not really doing it because we are shitting on our freedom, really straight, like really shitting on our freedom.
I agree 1,000%.
So Farida is saying, what is not owned by the elites? They own everything. No, they don't own everything. They want you to believe they own everything.
You. They do not own your mind.
They don't own your mind. They don't own. They don't own. They don't own your spirit. They don't own. They can take possession of your body, like throwing you into jail, for instance. But they don't really own you. In fact, you can get out of the jail if you know how things work and how you can manipulate the matrix again, the quantum field, like you were saying, the quantum field reality.
That's why owning your attention is very important, because and this is what in many ways we are turning it around on them, okay, in a way where it doesn't get their attention, okay, because they're so arrogant, they really think we're stupid. And so
I tend to agree with them.
You can hack. When I talk about hacking the technogenic system, hacking the matrix, I'm talking about hacking the system so that you make it your, for lack of a better way to say it, make it your bitch.
Your bitch, yeah.
However, that is tricky because it invites a lot of immoral acts where you can really kind of lose your humanity, your divinity. Because I've seen a lot of people who discover ways to create reality where they just end up being as evil as their jailers and as their masters, because this inherent greed that is poked into us over the millennia. So we're either a victim or we're a perpetrator.
Yeah.
Okay. And then here in the middle, what is that? That is, you're either healed or you're just a spectator and watching. But what happens is that we're spectators. We're receivers of information, or we are receivers of information, spectators, or we're transmitters. We're both receivers and transmitters. Okay. This is what I do. I receive and I transmit. Okay. I create. This is what Glenn is doing. Rita is doing this. Okay. Everybody has the ability to do it, but most people are spectators and just receivers of information, which is why one of the biggest ways to have our attention hijacked and to have a reality fed to us is through mass media, television, social media. I got to get all these likes. I got to get all these blah, 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 blah. What do I have to do it? And people are willing to go against natural law. They're willing to lie. They're willing to cheat. They're willing to kill. For what?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid, really.
Yeah.
If you really think about these matters, it's the waste of energy of people, thinking that things are important. It's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had one more thing. The elites, for example, think that the water is theirs. Yeah.
Yes.
So sorry for that. I think it was there too long, and then they took it away. So the elites, for example, think that the water is there, so the people have to pay for the water utilities that we could easily arrange. Yeah. Oh, that's also a very great example, because what happens is that things as water, energy, those kind of things should be free. It is not a communist. I'm not talking about a communist. I'm not talking about a governing body
Yes.
giving people these things. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that and I'm talking to the audience right now. What I'm saying is that you should be very aware that the planet is ours completely, is everybody's, and you are allowed to be a guard. I call it more like a guardian instead of an owner, but I have no problem with the word ownership, right? But basically, you're a guardian, because if you die, you cannot take it with you. You're just a guardian, and then you have to make sure it's properly taken care of,
Yes.
right? But the world is everybody's. So the water is everybody's, the air is everybody's, the energy is everybody's. It's not giving to a certain people. And there are enough technology that you don't need a lot of people working, right, to produce energy, for instance. Because now the excuse is, of course, that, well, we pay for those people going to work,
Right. Right. We're
and then
paying for
making,
distribution and ease, basically. Okay.
yeah.
Instead
So
of going down to the water source
yeah,
and getting it and hauling it on your head, on your shoulders, dragging it around.
yeah,
So, you know, this is where our human ingenuity, okay, when we own our attention and we compose a reality that is different than the matrix, without pushing up against the matrix, without hurting anybody, including yourself, okay, you can create what it is that you want and need. I firmly believe this. I've seen this for myself in my own life, where necessity becomes the mother of invention, literally
yeah,
and figuratively.
yeah.
And you have to
So,
be moral about it.
yeah. So this is something that people don't really see, because they don't have that experience yet. I think that's going to be that's the difficult part, to go like, okay, this is working. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not working
Yeah.
perfectly. We can just use it and fix this and fix that. This is working. We can keep it. And people are not aware that so much more. Like, if we have 7 billion people understanding natural law, understanding the benefits of aligning your behavior with natural law, I mean, you will have these forces aiding us like lavishly. I mean, we don't even have to worry about food and energy, those kind of things. Because, to be honest, we are not, I mean, people might think that, but we are not a sophisticated society. It is not that sophisticated that we think we are. I mean, we have some technologies, and this is basically to keep us like, calm, because the most people don't even know what kind of technology we are using. So like, oh, this is nice. Oh, we're so smart. They're like, oh, we're so smart. Blah. There are so much more to be acquired. There are so much technology that we don't even are aware of. That is not the beauty of it. We're not even aware of it. I mean, I think if we're talking about like energy, for instance, like Tesla already give us free energy. It is the cabal again that came in and removed that, right? So this is something that people should understand, that energy can be free, and he had a without going too much into detail, because we're not talking about that, but he just invented a way to get the energy from the air. So there are even stories going around. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a story about one guy as well. I think it was in America as well, who invented a kind of like a combustion engine, but with water, something that uses water to generate energy. So the cars riding on, I don't know if this is true, but in any case, the point being is that we will be using our fantasy. We will be using our creativity, the feminine sacred energy, the feminine sacred principle to achieve higher things than now. Now we are a prison of our own demise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
very
I just wanted to talk to you because I spent a lot of time last week talking about waking up. So I just want you to give your version of what the fuck is waking up. We want to.
So my version of what the fuck waking up is owning your attention. Okay. That's what it is. If you don't own your attention, you're fucking sound asleep. You cannot be spiritually awake, spiritually enlightened if you don't own your attention.
Yeah.
So if the Matrix owns your attention by everything that you see and you tripping out in your head and worrying, you are a sound asleep zombie slave. I'm going to be plain about it, and I'm really sorry if people are offended, but I don't care. Okay. And New Age bullshit has it hijacked. That spiritual enlightenment means that, oh, you're so awake and your life is going to be perfect and everything is going to be aligned. Oh God. I want to hit people when I hear that shit, because that is more bullshit. It controls people. It puts them into complacency and a deeper form of slavery where you're just going to, and you're not going to do anything and you're just going to let everybody fuck you over because everything is allowed. No, that's not it. You have to own your attention consciously, okay? And then you have to do the work, the great work, to deactivate, de-armor all of your traumas and your triggers. And each one of those traumas and triggers are invitations to wake up again and 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 again.
I have two questions for you. I have two questions for you, Marja. Because the trauma that people has, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That
and
is like the
subtle
first,
and egregious. All of it is all trauma.
What I mean with the trauma that people have, is that also something that distract them? Is that also
Absolutely, which is why the moment you feel upset, you have to utilize that upset, that moment, to wake yourself up and own your attention. Get out of here, get out of the outer screen, get in your center screen and wake yourself up and see.
Can you give us, is there an example how we can get into the center screen? It's like projection, you mean, visualization, or
it's really talking to yourself.
Self-suggestion.
Like, the moment you get triggered I always tell my people, wake up, see yourself, see reality, exit the matrix, get into your center screen.
Yeah.
And those are the steps.
It's kind of managing.
It's boring. It's tedious. It's hard work. It's not glamorous. It's ugly. It's ugly shit. And people with spiritual enlightenment, the angels are going to come. It's like, no one is going to save your ass. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's true. So like when this is like looking yourself really in the mirror, doing the shadow work.
Absolutely, doing the shadow work. Exactly. Because the mirror image, okay, here's the thing. What you see in the mirror is the conclusion, the collective of all of your past thoughts. So people say to me, well, I want a different mirror image. Okay, if you want any mirror reflection of you to reflect something else that you aren't, you have to first give to the mirror reflection of you what it is that you want the universe to give you. So you want something, first you got to give it. You got to give it. You want unconditional love reflected back to you.
You have to give it.
Unconditional love.
Yeah. So they say here, bedoelt Marja, self-reflection. Do you mean self-reflection?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you are your reflection. So if you want the reflection to change, you have to increase the quality of your thoughts so that they're higher quality thoughts. You have to raise your body frequency. You also have to raise your emotional countenance. So, if we're constantly depressed, depression is one of the lowest vibrations in the world. You can't create from depression. But what you can do is when you feel depressed, you can wake yourself up, see reality, exit the matrix, enter into your awareness center. Okay. And just know by doing that, you've awakened yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have the power to move incrementally up what I call the emotional scale and move perhaps to anger, because anger, the frequency of anger is faster and higher than depression.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're working with energy. And that's what we are. We're energy beings having a human experience.
Yeah.
And the matrix doesn't want us to remember that, which is why we're trapped in only 5 senses when we have 7 senses outside of the matrix. Okay.
So can you present the other 2?
Yes. So the other 2 is our intuition, third eye intuition. This is why they fluoridate the water. So our pineal gland doesn't work. Our third eye doesn't work. And then the 7th sense is our generosity and care. It's the divine masculine principle of giving, and the divine feminine principle of receiving. So those 2, okay, that's our generosity and care. It also extends to the masculine principle of self-defense and the non-aggression principle within the feminine. So these 2 are very entwined. That's our 7th sense. So when we're in the matrix, there's no intuition. It's not real, and our generosity and care. What do we need generosity and care for? We're slaves. We're told what to do, how to feel, how to think, what to do, how to feel, how to think, how to live, blah, 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 and then we get punished for doing other things. Okay. And it starts with our tribe. So our family of origin is our first bit of trauma-based mind control.
Yeah.
And
so
that's where a lot of the work, a lot of the great work, and a lot of the trauma activation needs to happen.
Yeah. So we really need to. So basically, we will start to. You have to do the self-reflection first. I get it. So then what we have to do is, because this is what I wanted to basically address as well. I don't know if people are aware of this. That's why I'm going to just tell it so you guys can have the information. I know for sure that you know it already, but obviously there are, according to natural law, everything has 2 poles. This is what she's saying. And what you do is, if the polarity of, for instance, sadness is there, the Eigen pole, so the opposite is happiness. Okay, so if you want to get out of the sadness, the only way to do it is through happiness. Yeah. So the center screen basically is then the happiness, the state that you want right now to happen to you. Yes. It will change you as a person internally. And because you are a changed being, your action outside will be in accordance
Absolutely.
to
and
that
it will
which you
raise your frequency. So a lot of people will ask me, well, how do I go from depression to happy? Well, you do it incrementally. So depression hits, you wake yourself up, you see reality, you exit the matrix, you get into your center screen, and you recall, you use your own mind, your own emotions to remember a time when you felt happy, and you can access that
immediately. Yeah. But that is something that people will think you're crazy. But
I have it's a spiritual practice. It's boring. It's not fancy.
It's nothing special, no.
Yes.
No. In fact, sometimes I even say, but do I want to be, like, if I'm sad, I wake up sometimes, I'm sad or I'm frustrated because, and then the only way you can increase your frequency is through, like, having a dance, for instance. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm a very kinetic person. So I have a martial arts background, a dance background. I have to move my body.
You have to move. And then that will increase your frequency. Yeah. Yeah, that will increase your frequency, your mood. You will be different in the world. You will treat people differently. But sometimes I don't even like it. It takes willpower. Eh? It takes like something inside.
Yeah.
Say, okay,
You have to consciously
yeah,
decide, make
yeah,
the decision to
yeah,
change it up, to raise your frequency, to wake up, see
yeah.
yourself, see reality, exit the matrix, enter into your
And
awareness.
this industry, yeah.
That's
This-
it.
That's it, yeah. So Farida
Boring.
say, so there is a question for you there. So we can start a business for ourselves. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do your own thing.
Do your own
Own
thing.
You
Yeah,
are your own master.
yeah.
Remember that. The Matrix doesn't want us to remember that.
No, no, that's true. So we really need to really go into. Oh, we are almost an hour talking, by the way, which is good. Which is good. I just want to talk a little bit about the sensual. This is something a concept that you talk about a lot as well. Sensual, sensorial universe, the quantum
Yeah.
field creation.
Right.
Yeah,
So our central sensorial universe is the quantum field creation field universe. It's not the matrix. Remember, when we're in the matrix, we're enslaved to 5 senses only. Okay. When we're out of the matrix in the true sensual sensorial universe, we
yeah,
have 7 senses. Okay. So we have our regular senses, which leaves us in the body.
yeah,
Okay. And then we also have our third eye, our intuition,
yeah,
which allows for heart, mind, body, soul coordination in the true sensual sensorial universe, where
yeah,
we can feel in our bodies. We also act from our hearts. We have aligned thoughts and intuition. We're also connected to source. God is all that is. All right.
yeah.
And so that's what this is, because when you look at the planet is beautiful. The planet is beautiful.
If
And
we don't destroy
the
it,
planet is in accordance with natural law, and it doesn't give 2 shits
nope,
about whether you're human or whether you're an ant or something, because
doesn't
if a
care.
natural fire comes, it's going to get you if you
Yeah,
don't get out of the way. It doesn't care what it doesn't care. So we have to be very much not just in accord with natural law, but utilize common sense. You know that if a
yeah,
fire is coming, you get out of the way. If something is hot, you don't touch it.
yeah. So for those who are not don't understand the seven senses, because you talk about the intuition,
Mm-hmm.
but what she means is that like the third eye,
Yeah,
which
the
is
sixth sense, our
yeah,
intuition.
yeah, physically it is your pineal gland, which is a gland, it is in the middle of your brain. So, and this is a very important for the functioning of the neocortex. Neo is also the name of the character in the Matrix, of course.
That interesting. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's interesting. Eh? So, and the idea is that this is a very important organ, you can say, that regulates the two, let's call it the hemisphere of your brain. So the left brain and the right brain.
Yes.
It brings them together. The moment, and this is important, guys, the moment these two work together, so if they are fired together, right, the third eye opens, and then this is going to create the contact, the direct contact with the source.
Yes.
So you will get information maybe that you didn't
Yes.
know before.
Yes.
When you meditate, you will get some intuitive information, some things that, hey, I have to try this. Hey,
Yes.
So, and this is something that is needed in our, day-to-day life as well.
Absolutely. Not just with the circadian rhythms of day-night cycles, but also the third eye here
Yeah,
allows us to access clear pictures, visuals
yeah,
of the kind of universe, the kind of life we want to live. This is
yeah,
why they block this, because if we can't see any other way other than what they shove down our throats or what they show us, we're not going to be creative beings. We're
No.
just going to let them dictate reality to us. This
Yeah.
is why the third eye is very important. It is, in my opinion, the one key that enslaves us all. Because
Yeah.
when we see possibilities, when we can visualize possibilities, see clear pictures, okay, feel that there is another way, that there are infinite ways to create, okay,
Yeah.
we're enslaved. They can't stop us.
No, because then we are with creation. We
Yeah,
are one with
yeah,
creation. So you guys have to understand that we are part of a body. So it's a totality. You're not really an individual. Yeah, the experience is an individual experience, but in reality you are a part of a much bigger reality, much bigger, you know. And the moment that the third eye, what she's calling the intuition, is open, this is going to make us part of the whole. And then when we want to do something or when we need something, right, it's going to be provided to you. So the experience that I have, and I will let you talk also about your experience. The experience that I have is that yes, when one person, the third eye is open if your third eye is open, your personal life will improve as well. That is my experience as well. Okay, so your personal life will improve. You can manifest things, the things that you need. But the idea is to have this in aggregate, collectively, as a planet. This is where we're going.
yes,
Because even though we can create a beautiful life for ourselves with nature or whatever you choose to do, you're still in the slave conditions if the things stay the way they are. And then we as a species will not reach the evolutionary state that we should reach. We cannot grow based on this. So let's see, because we have another question here. Comencia, for a better awakening, you have to change your diet, or it's not necessary. Yeah, diet is this. I'm going to say something, and then Marja is going to say her version as well. Diet is for me a very important aspect of it. Okay, because in our food we are being attacked as well. Okay, I'm not going to be discussing about eating meat, yes or no, because there's a lot of discussion about that as well already online.
yeah. And
Um,
that's another divide and conquer right
that's
there.
another divide and conquer. I
Concern.
think you should really look at your. I mean, obviously for me, and by the way, I do have like this, like my shakies here, yeah. But I'm a vegan, but it doesn't mean that. But for me, my vegan lifestyle has triggered this awakening. But I know people that are not vegan and they are awakened, right? But as long as we know that for me right now, the most pressing need is freedom. That is for me the most pressing need. Everybody have to understand that, and this is for me the most pressing need: freedom, and the other things we can grow together. You know, but for me myself, I would say absolutely, it is necessary. Your diet is necessary, but maybe she has another idea about this. So let's hear it.
I completely agree. And I was vegan for many, 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 many years.
Yeah,
And I got very, very ill. I actually lost two babies because I was not getting enough nutrition and protein
yeah,
when I was vegan. So I am an occasional meat eater,
vegetarian.
occasional, and I have I do my own sort of prayer ritual to give
Yeah,
thanks
yeah,
for what I'm about to receive. But it is very important. Like I don't do sugar, I don't do
oh,
grains, I can't do carbs. Carbs are
yeah,
not good for me. It makes me like loopy. I can't think
yeah. It's
straight.
not good. No.
It's like it's poison to me. So
Yeah,
I'm very conscious of what I put in my body.
yeah,
Um, and that's an important thing because a lot of the conveniences
yeah,
that are available in the matrix
That's
Okay.
the problem. Yeah, that's the
That
problem.
is the problem,
Yeah.
because people would rather sit in their cars and do takeout and sit in their car to place an order and pick it up,
Yeah.
and not get out of their car than walk to the grocery store, buy food, create a meal. I love to
Yeah.
cook, so cooking is like really, I cook my own food. I very rarely go out.
Yeah.
And that's my personal choice.
Yeah.
I
So
like creating food in a sort of social situation, or with my beloved. We make food together, and that's
yeah,
our thing.
that's nice.
And
Yeah. I do
you
that
know,
too. I do that
yeah,
practice too. Yeah. You just need to, go together into the kitchen, and then sometimes I join her, and then we,
yeah, yeah,
we cook together.
yeah.
But
And
there's
we
only
also
one.
grow a lot of our own food, like the greens, the
Yeah.
vegetables, the
Mm.
herbs, because I use a lot of herbs. I like a lot of spicy hot food.
Yeah.
So we grow a lot of that ourselves.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is where we should go as well. I think
Yeah.
with the technology we have currently as well, we don't have to be dependent. This is also something that the matrix really want you to do, be dependent on it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
So you really need to start looking at independent ways of, going about with your life.
Yeah.
That is also one of the things. So if you want to, and if you would like to, instead of going and buying things in the supermarket, grow it yourself, because no, don't forget, it's for free. It's free.
And it's
It-
quite easy. It's quite easy, and there are a lot of very creative ways, like new entrepreneurs that are coming up with these very sustainable container gardens that you can control
everything.
the minerals in your soil, the cleansing of it, that it's clean and not irradiated with chemtrails and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
They have figured out all sorts of shitty ways to fool us
Yeah,
into thinking that we are,
yeah.
eating safe food.
Yeah, that's the problem, because even the greens. That's also what I wanted to say. Even the greens that we think are healthy
Yes.
are sprayed with chemtrails. Remember, I had Matt Landman in the show talking about the chemtrails as well.
Wow.
I think you know him, right? So the food is sprayed with pesticide and all these types of
Yeah.
garbage. So you have to be very careful as well in terms of diet, how you're going about with this. That's why some people become sick as well. But I never became sick. My experience is a little bit different. But I say this to everybody. Doesn't matter what you're doing. So it's like, if you're eating meat now and you want to be vegetarian, it is a process. It is not like the one day you are eating meat and the next day you eat only. It took me 7 years to get my body into the plant vibration. Let's call it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
It took it 7 years. Okay. So don't let nobody fool you with no kind of plants that will get you vegetarian in 2 days.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Never happens before. And if it happens, that you see that those people always fall back into their old habits.
Yeah.
Because
And then a lot of the sort of meat substitutes, oh my God.
it doesn't work.
No,
It's even worse.
do
It's even
not-
worse.
It's worse.
It's even worse.
Terrible.
Yeah. So you really need to get someone, because she gave you her experience. I think what you should do, to be honest, and I'm talking to Conveniencia, what you should do is, if you are talking about nutrition, you seek someone who has experience and who can really help you, get your body into that, because it will help. It will help definitely, because I can tell you that the and I think you can attest for that as well, that when your stomach is kind of like empty, you think better.
It's very true. It's very true.
You
And
think better.
also, too, a lot of us will overeat when in
Yeah.
actuality we're thirsty.
Yeah. So precisely. You just need to have a drink, water, and that's it.
Yeah.
You will remove that. So there is one last thing that I want before we go, Marja, because I don't want you to go even. But before we go, I just want you to if you can share, maybe if there is practices that we can do to own and keep our attention.
Yes. Okay. So I've mentioned this before, and
Yeah.
this is tricky, and it's very good, especially if we have children or we have partners, or we get into some kind of disagreement, or we're witnessing something on the television or in the news. Okay, I suggest that everybody unplugs from the news. Do not watch the news, because
Yeah.
all of that is
Bullshit.
being scripted by the elite families who own every media station on in this world. Okay,
Yeah.
and they have an agenda to divide and conquer. Okay,
Yeah.
so with the media, the moment you see something you don't like, I want you to do this. I want you to snap your fingers, wake yourself up, see reality, exit the matrix, enter into your awareness center, and
Yeah.
feel how that feels for you, because that is your awakened state. You have just spiritually awakened.
Yeah.
That's what it means. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the exercise, and it's very simple. Wake yourself up, see yourself, see reality, exit the matrix, enter into your awareness center. And when you enter in your awareness center, I want you to practice watching the outer screen.
Yeah.
And noticing what the hell is going on in your head while you're here in the center screen. Okay, because that is a fully awakened state right there. And you're going to practice this again and again and again. And guess what? It's free. You don't have to hire somebody to do it for you, because it's all up to you. I have taught my kids this. My kids are in their 40s. They all can do this, and they're teaching the grandbabies how to do this. I mean, it's amazing. It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Because you start noticing the acerbic commentary in the outer screen. That is the matrix, and the shit going on here, which is your reaction to what you're seeing in the matrix, or your traumas from your childhood being enacted in your head. Okay.
It is beautiful that you're saying that.
It's a very powerful place. And from here, you can decide how you want to do things, how you want to live your life. In fact, I'm going to give everybody homework. Okay. So your homework, not only the practice of waking yourself up, seeing reality, exiting matrix, and entering into your awareness center. I want you to start journaling about the details of the life that you want to create from here on. Okay. What it is that you want to create, and go crazy. Do not edit yourself. Do not tell yourself this is impossible, because when you tell yourself it's impossible, I guarantee you're not seeing it. The matrix is telling you it's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's beautiful that you're saying that, because it is quite interesting, because I was saying, I think it was last week as well, that what you are thinking, I asked the audience as well, what you're thinking, is it you? Is really you? Or
is it you? Or
something that
put it there.
Put in there, yeah, because that is also very important from how this works. It is really mind fuck. It is nothing else than mind fuck.
This is where we get mind fucked here, and mind control is what we witness, and then we take it in, and then pretty soon it's all fucked up. It really is.
I have one more question here.
Yeah.
How can you check if your third eye? Yeah. How can you check if your third eye is open? Once it's open, can it close again? Yeah, it can close again.
Yeah, it can close again.
Yeah.
If you can utilize your imagination.
Yeah, it's
see
open.
yourself in a better place.
Yeah,
see the world as a healthy place. Your third eye is open. If you can see possibilities, you can see things being solved in a unique way. Your third eye is open. So it's imagination.
Yeah. So it is the third eye is in the middle of physically in the middle of your brain. And it is when I'm not going to go too much in detail, but the idea is that when you start using both of your brain, right, that's going to give you an idea that is open, yes or no. So if you are too creative and too sensitive and emotional alone, it is not open. And if you are only logical and thinking all analytical and those kind of things alone, it is not open. But if you are able to use both, right, then it is open. And not even that. Let me tell you, even something even more beautiful. If you can imagine the world without government, then you really know for sure it is open. Okay? If you can imagine the world without government, without money, without religion, if you can imagine building a world without these structures, then you know for sure your third eye is open. So that is I think it's a very good, how do you call it, exercise.
Yes.
See if you can imagine what can come up into your mind if you say remove the government. What come into your mind? How come? So people say, so if you remove the government, are we going to fix the roads? Now think about it. I can give you some examples, but people needs to really start engaging their own mind. You see what I mean?
Different possibilities.
Yeah, there are.
And
It's
that's what
endless.
it is. When we exit the matrix, we enter into the true quantum field, creation field universe.
She's laughing now.
It's also called the space of variations, the quantum field,
Yeah.
where everything is possible, all that is known and yet to be known, because we're grand creators, okay?
Yeah.
And so each one of us has a particular talent, has a particular gift that is meant to populate the true quantum field, creation field universe, not populate the matrix through our slave mentality.
Yeah.
This is beyond that. So that's your homework. Start really journaling about what it is that you want to create.
Yeah.
Every time you get upset, every time you see something you don't like, every time you feel like you're falling, you're going down into depression, wake yourself up, see yourself, see reality, exit the matrix, enter into your awareness center, feel what that feels like, and practice it again and again and again. I catch myself snoozing, falling asleep all the time. So this is not a one-off thing. You practice it again and again and again for the rest of your life. And
practice makes perfection, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you again for your time, Marja. I think
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah, it was. So, and by the way, Farida was laughing about. She said, "Wow." So that is good. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will have her one more time. So if you enjoy our talk, she will be on one more time. She's not finished yet. So next week, we will be delving into The Matrix, the fourth movie. I'm going to be telling everything about that. And then we will having her again talking about how to choose your mission. Because guys, it is your eigen pad. It is your own path. This is what the show is all about. It is not about what they say. It's not about what he says or she says. What do you want? I mean, what is it what you want to develop? Because if you don't know yet, we are here to experience. Our purpose, one of the this is like the main purpose, and I'm maybe talking too much already of next week, but like the basic purpose of everyone is to experience, to be free and have your way in life. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. We have a great work.
You're welcome. You're also very welcome.
You're welcome. So thank you, Marja, for everything you're doing for me and for the show and for the people. I think I cannot have enough talking to you, to be honest. But
I feel the same. We're kindred spirits. I mean, truly.
Yeah, it's true. So do you have anything else to say to the audience before we go?
I want you all to have fun with the practice of waking yourselves up and entering into your center screen. Have fun with it, okay? Because, it's like a lot of spirituality is just so heavy and it's like, we got to get it already. No. I want you to play with it. And it's always fun to, to practice it and perhaps engage some of your family members or some of your friends to play with you with it. Just make it fun, make it easy breezy, and have it come from your heart, and allow yourself to like really give yourself permission to imagine a new life.
Yeah.
Imagine you creating a new life, whatever that includes, all of that. Okay. So just have fun with it. Have fun. Be easy. Be easy.
So thank you very much for your knowledge. We will see we will see each other again next time. Mensen, dankjewel voor het luisteren. Ja, we zien elkaar weer volgende week. Thank you, Marja. Bye bye.
Bye bye.